Welcome to this video of the Facebook Marketplace Masterclass. In this video, I would like to talk with you about identifying products on Amazon. And there are basically two factors for which we should look out for. So these two factors are the profit margin and the quantity. So first of all, what does that mean? Well, when we look for a product, we want to find a product with a high profit margin. So for instance, we buy a product on Amazon for, let's say, $10 and we are then selling it for $20. That gives us a profit margin of $10 if we don't spend any money on ads or something like that. So if we buy something for $10 and sell it for $20, then we have a profit margin of $10. Now let's say we have two products. One product has a profit margin of $10 and the other has a profit margin of $5. I'm selling the one who, let's say, has a profit margin of $10. I'm selling that one twice, so I'm making $20, but the other one I'm selling 10 times. So when we only look at the profit margin, perhaps the one product looks better than the other because, well, the one product that we talked about first has a profit margin of $10 compared to the other one which only has a profit margin of $5. So you might think, okay, the profit margin is 100% higher. So $5 and $10 based from $5, of course, it is twice as much. It is 100% more. So $10 seem to be the better product. But if we look at the quantity of sales and we are selling a product that has a profit margin of $10 only twice, but one that has a profit margin of $5 10 times, then of course we're generating $30 more. Because the one product we are selling twice, so $20, and the other one selling 10 times, so $50, 20, 50, a margin of $30. So the product with a lower profit margin in this case is actually the product we are looking out for. So we always want to make sure that we are maximizing profits. And that is what I want to teach you here in this video. So let's get started by talking about how to identify products on Amazon. So first of all, I wrote something down that I believe is super important, and you can see it on the left. Now, there are three numbers. There's one time the 30%, the 60%, and the 10%. So let's first of all talk about the 30%. The 30% is the profit margin. What do I mean by that? Well, if you look at how important each factor is, I think the profit margin should have a percentage of around 30%. The market demand should have a percentage of around 60%, and the shipment and the cost of shipping should not be that important, so only 10%. So for instance, when I look at a product and I see, okay, it has a massive profit margin, but only like a very little market demand, and the shipping and the cost of shipping is fine, I would still not get into this product. Why? Because no one is going to buy it. As we saw in the example of a product that costs $10, or well, that has a profit margin of $10, and another product which has a profit margin of $5, that not if like the product has a high profit margin, that does not mean that it will sell often. So you can have a product which only has a profit margin, let's say of $1, but you can sell it 10,000 times. And when you compare it to a product that only sells perhaps one time and has a profit margin of $100, of course, selling a product 10,000 times and making $10,000 in this case is much better than selling a product once and having a profit margin of $100. So I think that's quite simple, but most people really don't get that. And that's why I always like to talk about this kind of ratio. I think, of course, the profit margin is important, but if you can sell a product many times, then of course, you can basically make as much money as you want. So it doesn't really depend on the profit margin. Now, again, a profit margin can be $10, can be $100, can be $1,000, but it only really matters how many of these products you're actually selling. So the quantity, the market demand is super important. And the shipment and the cost of shipping is most of the time not that important. Let's be frank. It's not that important for most people. Sometimes, of course, it actually attracts people when you say, okay, free shipping or something like that. But what people are most of the time looking for, or what you as a seller are looking for, is basically which kind of product can I sell, as often as possible with a high profit margin. So I want to give you 7 questions that I want you to answer. I want you to ask yourself these questions. And if you answer these questions, you will definitely have a very good outline to find proper products on Amazon. So the first question is, has the product many positive reviews? So for instance, this is all about the so-called social proof. Let's say you find a product on Amazon and this product has many people who say, okay, this is an amazing product, many 5-star reviews, then you can be sure or quite sure that this product actually is of high quality. Of course, there might be some fraud connected to some products, but generally we can say if a product has a lot of reviews on Amazon, it cannot be that bad if it has a lot of good reviews. So what you want to look out for on Amazon is, first of all, products with a lot of reviews, but many very positive reviews. Then second, is there a lot of demand for this product? Now, in this course, we're going to have a look in a couple of videos about demand and supply, but really the only thing that you really want to look out for is, for instance, bestsellers. So when you go on Amazon, which products sell the best, which books sell the best, which yoga mats sell the best, all of these, should be factors, or should be, let's say, focuses that you should have. So look for products where there's high demand and is basically being proven that many people bought it already. Then number 3, is the profit margin big enough to sell it? So for instance, if there is a product which can be sold 1,000,000 times, which is of course amazing, high market demand as it seems, but only gives you a profit margin that is basically zero, well, of course, then you don't want to sell it. And if there is a product which gives you perhaps a high profit margin but doesn't sell enough, well, then of course you don't want to sell that either. So you always want to look out for the market demand. If the market demand is high for this product, you can almost sell anything. But if the profit margin is high but there is no market demand, then of course it doesn't make a lot of sense. Then number 4, is it easily overpriced? So for instance, if you want to compete with other companies in the market who are selling a very similar product to yours, let's say we go with the example of yoga mats, and you have a better offer than the other companies because your product is not overpriced, then this could actually be the sales anchor for other people. Now, the sales anchor is basically a concept in sales that says there's only one or very few arguments which actually convince people to buy a certain product. And what professional marketers do is they take this anchor and they play with it. They show that as the number one reason why people should buy this particular product. So is the product easily overpriced? Is it easy to actually overprice it for other companies? Or can you overprice it and people are still going to buy it? Then number 5, can it be sold in high quantities? Again, the market demand is very important. Is it possible to sell it in high quantities? And or is it possible to actually have bigger companies take high quantities in one order? So that's also something that I'm always quite passionate about, because you can sell, let's say, a yoga mat to 1,000 people, and it takes you every single time, it takes a lot of work, it takes some shipping costs and so on and so on. Or you can sell 1,000 yoga mats to only one big company. So in this case now it's only one order, it's very simple to manage, and also it saves you a lot of time and thus also a lot of money. So then number 6, can it be sold as a gift via Amazon or is it available elsewhere? So when we only talk about Amazon in particular, it is possible to actually send a product as a gift to other people. Why is this so important? Well, then of course, when you send a gift to other people, then you can punch in their address. And when you do that, then of course, the product is basically a dropshipping product because you never touched it. You never touched the product. You buy the product when other people already bought it on the Facebook Marketplace, and then you send it directly to that person. So it's kind of like a dropshipping business in this case with Amazon, and it is very, very effective if you use this function. Then you don't have to actually send it to your house and then perhaps put your, wrapping around it and then send to other people. It just goes straight from Amazon to that person. So the question is also here, or is it available elsewhere? So for instance, what you can do is if you don't want to use Amazon, you can also use other platforms. For instance, there's a great platform which I really enjoy, and this one is Rebuy. Rebuy is selling books and many other things, and on Rebuy you can punch in the address of people. You can punch in the address of other people and send it directly to them. So I think that is just a great tool, and it's very easy actually to do that and to scale a professional dropshipping business through, for instance, Rebuy, but we are going to have a look at Rebuy later. Then, do you want to sell this product? Does it represent your means or reflect your brand? Now, especially if you get into branding and you're selling certain products, then what you want to make sure is the following, that every product that you're selling is actually representing the brand. So for instance, if you are known for health products, then I wouldn't sell cigarettes. So what you want to make sure is that always the company message is being reflected in every single product that you sell. So when you're selling fitness products, you want to make sure that the company actually doesn't sell anything else which perhaps could contradict that kind of view that people should have on the company. That is the very simple example of, for instance, you're selling a smoothie, but at the same time you're selling cigarettes. That does make a lot of sense, and almost no company would do it, but somehow many dropshippers tend to do this, and that's why I would just like to give you the advice that if you want to go into branding and you don't care about, if you care about your own name and if you care about your brand, that you try to only sell products which truly reflect the company's message. So these were now the 7 questions which will help you to identify the perfect product on Amazon. I'm really excited that you were in this video, and I just want to thank you and I want to encourage you to ask questions. So if there's anything you would like to know, you can message me at any given time. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see each other in the next video.